From the 38 on first down. Winston over the middle to Mike Evans. Low snap once again. And now Winston throws. And what a catch. What a catch made by Cameron Brate. Folk from 34 yards out for the win. No, it is good.
Just inside.
He's hit his career best from 53 yards out. And Jameis to air it out. Looking forward to Sean Jackson. And it's intercepted by BWL.
All right, enough of that. Your Tampa Bay Buccaneers at halftime are beating the New York Giants 17-10 live here from Ducky's on NSPN. And, of course, I love St. Pete. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Harry the Greek, professional handicapper, 1252 Sports. And we talked about it in the pregame show. B.A. calling out his team, Tom Brady, with the urgency. And the first drive, they come out, have urgency. In fact, Brady 9 for 9, comes out hot, firing 5 for 5 on the first drive. They go right down and score a touchdown. And that sets the tone for the game, right?
It sure did. And even the refs helped on that play. If you remember on that scoring, that touchdown,
yeah,
there was a blatant hold. They didn't call it. But who cares? There's
right.
holding literally on every single play.
On Cameron Brate, and you're talking about the Chris Godwin screen there, a little smoke screen. It looks like Cameron Brate gets his hands caught in the cookie jar, puts his hands up. I didn't do it, but he did it, but he got away with it. Bucs take the lead there. And really, if you think about it, you look at the statistics of this game, the Bucs have dominated, but the one thing, the Achilles heel that's hurt this team throughout these two losses has been penalties and, once again, turnovers. Giants get a short field.
Evans was a fluke turnover.
Evans has to catch that ball at that point. I get it. It's a little bit wobbly. You got to catch that ball. You give the Giants great field position at the 2-yard line, and they go in and score with Daniel Jones to Andrew Thomas, right?
That's absolutely correct. You know, I'll tell you what, the first half, I'd rather be lucky than good any day of the week. They were getting 7.5 points. The Bucs didn't cover. I gave everybody the New York Giants in the first half.
Sure.
I promise you, in the second half, right now, the line is Tampa Bay minus 3.5. Get online, make that wager, and lay the 3.5 points. The Bucs are going to absolutely dismantle this team. There will be no more mistakes, Peter.
No.
Daniel Jones threw for 100 yards if he's lucky in the first half. Tampa has completely outplayed them. New York worked with one short field. That's why they're in this ball game.
Right.
Tampa has totally dominated it. Exactly what I'm telling you. First half, with the Giants was the play. They covered. Second half, Tampa is just going to absolutely put their foot on their neck and go.
Absolutely. Brady right now, 20 for 28, 198, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. So a very efficient night. Of course, Godwin with the touchdown. The victim of volume. And a Ronald Jones gets in. He gets some carries there with the 6-yard scamper you saw around the side on the outside. On the left side, you said a touchdown. He gets in there. So good to see the VOV and a Ronald Jones. And, of course, Fournette mixing it up tonight. And they're trying to be balanced. They're being efficient. They're not
they're definitely running the football, Peter.
Right. Absolutely, they're running the football. You've got to be happy about that because you have been a very big-time critic, as you should have been, with this offense not being balanced enough. We know
they're on pace to run the ball over 20 times in this game.
Right. And what do we talk about in the pregame show?
8-0, baby.
No, 11-0.
Whatever.
11-0 right now. Bucs are winning 17-10 at halftime over the New York Giants. Other things here, Gronkowski, big time. And we talked about it also in the pregame show, the end-line blocking, what he brings to the show, what he brings to the party, not only in the run game, but also leading the receivers right now with catches and making a big-time difference for this offense. It's almost like it's
Gronkowski's already going over his total. The proposition bet was 3.5.
Right. And it's basically Brady's security blanket. It's that guy that you know is going to get out into that zone, is going to make that big catch. He might not be the fastest, but he's a guy smart enough, big enough, catches the ball, and you feel good about this offense going in the right direction. Once again, long drives tonight. They settled for a 25-yard field goal by Ryan Suckup, 18-play, 79-yard drive. Of course, BA doesn't want to see that. Brady doesn't want to see that, especially versus a Giants defense that is last in the NFL when it comes to red zone defense. You got to take advantage of those opportunities. Tell you what, let's go out to the comments here really quick. We're live at halftime at Ducky Sports Lounge, 17-19 West Kennedy Boulevard in Tampa. Your Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning 17-10 over the New York Giants at halftime. I'm your host, Peter Blake, along with Harry the Greek. Again, professional handicapper, 1252 Sports. Roger Shue says, Bucs really going to lose to the Giants. Shaking my head. This is what you get for that. B. Sador says the first drive of the second half is the most important drive of the game. I agree with you. And this defense, they've gotten some pressure, not necessarily put some sacks, but you've seen some different things. Go ahead and expound on that a little bit, because we were looking at it. One guy is playing up, the other guy is playing off. They're kind of doing some tricky things here to confuse Danny Dimes, right?
Yeah, they're absolutely doing that. But let's go back to the other side of the ball. Let's talk about New York Giants defense and what they're doing against Tampa's offense.
Yeah.
Let me look into the camera.
Sure.
Nothing.
They're
not doing anything.
No pressure at all.
No, they are getting pressure. The defensive end's almost getting there, but almost only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and what? Poo-poo fights.
That's it. Absolutely. We'll play
very
that right
good
there.
blocking.
That's
Very good blocking. Look, the second half's going to be a totally different look. I handicap with what I see with my own two eyes. This game right now, I'm very fortunate to cover the first half when I took the 7.5 points. Trust me when I tell you.
Yeah.
The New York Giants score no more. Are you ready? If they don't get a touchdown midway through the third quarter and Tampa goes up by another 10 points, they score 0 in the second half. If they don't score a touchdown on the first two drives, okay, and Tampa does score at least 10 points, the Giants will score 0 points in the second half.
I like it. And right now, I had the prediction 31-17. That's looking pretty stout. Let's go out to Tyler Bradshaw. I think Tyler Johnson had something to do with the turnover. He almost got in the way of the ball, trying to sell the screen to himself. I mean,
is that the Tyler Bradshaw from Chicago?
Yes, it is.
What's
is the
up,
man.
Tyler? How
Lots
are
of
you?
Chicago influence on this show here live on NSPN. I love St. Pete. Gotta love it. Love my Chicago peeps. Nick Hanna says 2 seconds left on the clock. We recovered the fumble down by contact. Where's the challenge, Bruce? We had a chance at a 62-yard field goal at least, but the problem is it cannot be Bruce. It has to come from New York. Maybe a missed call there, but at the end of the day, look, I mean,
Tampa has this game pretty well in hand.
Yeah, pretty much in hand. But again, you
can't
take your foot off the pedal.
They're not, but they're winning the game by 7. But I don't want to see the risk it, no biscuit in the second half.
Yeah,
you're winning this game. You can avoid more injuries. They've already got Ali Marpep out.
Yeah.
Okay. You have Stinney, who, by the way, is doing a really good job. Let me tell you something. That guy can run block.
He can run block. He's, as my uncle would say, he's a big hoss. And look, he's played in that situation when they lost Kappa last year.
They just need to play the same type of control, well-balanced football. The play-action pass is going to be there. The defensive ends are collapsing the pocket for the New York Giants. Brady's doing an extraordinary job right now, stepping up in the pocket.
Scaling the pocket, scaling the pocket, even running for 10 yards.
Hell, he looked like Michael Vick on that play.
He did. He looked like he was 24 years old instead of 44 years old. We're at halftime here live on NSPN. I love St. Pete. Your Bucs winning 17-10.
I need some of that avocado toast he's been eating.
I'm telling you. People keep on saying that when is this guy going to retire? Let him play. How many years he wants? He wants to play until he's 65, 70. He's playing like that. Let him play like that.
Without question.
Jeez, give him the time. I love when Tom Brand. I love that too. Brian Pearson says Tampa Bay sucks, and so do your Saints yesterday. I don't know, Brian. You're cruising for the bruising, my friend. You're a masochist.
Hey, Brian, why don't you eat one?
There you go, right there. Brian Pearson, the Saints fan, which, by the way, got clobbered by the Philadelphia Eagles. Just saying, my friend, the Bucs took care of business on the road. You could not.
I wonder if Brian's actually still sitting on his couch.
Brian's on drugs.
No drugs. I think he's still sitting on his couch.
Well, he probably is.
Brian, step away from the cheeseburger. We love you, okay, Brian?
Yes, absolutely.
Take care of yourself, Brian. Nice talking to you.
Love Brian. Brait will get a touchdown this game as O.J. hurt. Has he played since the first snap? I don't know, but I tell you right now, the tight end position, it's Brait and it's Gronk, and it's good to have Gronk back. And once again, it's not just the pass-catching ability, it's what he can do in that pass protection and as an inline blocker on the run game. He is so invaluable. You can't talk enough about this guy. You can't.
I got to go back to Brian, can I?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
How do you like Jameis Winston, Brian?
Yeah. Pretty good, right?
Not too bad. You missing Drew Brees yet? Or the
Taysom-
slant master or your running back?
You signed
wait a minute.
Taysom Hill
What-
to
what-
an extension. He's not even your starting quarterback.
He could be a
Please.
starting tight end.
For sure. You know, we could be punt guy. Could be whatever. He's not
He
a
could be.
quarterback.
You know what? Brian, wait a minute. You were born in northern or southern Jersey. You rooted for the Philadelphia teams. I bet you that was really tough. Hold on, because you grew up in the Philadelphia area, just outside of there. Who was he rooting for last week?
I have no idea who
New
he was
Orleans
rooting
or
for.
Philadelphia?
I thought he was born on the Bayou.
Well, I don't, bro. I have
The
no
way
idea.
he's talking right now.
What you mean?
Hayseed. Let me go on to Misador here.
You know what, Brian? If you ever call the show, we're gonna have your walk-up music, dueling banjos.
Yes, we should do that from Deliverance. I definitely think you could be an extra in Deliverance, Brian.
Let me tell you
It's
something.
in your future, my friend.
Brian's all right.
Yeah, Brian's good.
Brian.
It's all right. Steny is playing well so far. He played well last year. I mean, again, you lose Alex Kapp on the right guard. You don't miss a beat in the running game. You don't. You don't miss a beat in the running game. You don't miss a beat. It's always, not a good thing to lose Ali Marpet. But when you have the depth, and I get it, fans are very upset with Jason, Light, with the depth situation. Offensive line, you got depth there. You got depth.
Without question. What are the other comments?
Bucs going to lose this game. You're going to lose your mind.
Shut up!
Brian, I went to the game yesterday. You guys are sitting in your house doing a podcast about the team is not going nowhere this year, yet this team is better than yours.
Hold on.
And you're watching the show, and it's not a podcast. Go ahead.
Hey, who cares? You can say podcast. Brian, seriously, bro.
Yes.
You need help.
Yes, you do.
Definitely they have it.
Yes.
Step away from the cheeseburger, Brian.
Stop.
Grab a thing called a toothbrush.
Yes.
And make it your best friend, bro.
We got to run here. Let's go ahead and read the rest of these comments. Brian is a tool. Nick says Edwards pick 6 in the fourth quarter. Let's make the bet. Brian, again, if you lose to the Giants, you lose to the Colts, will be the Buffalo Bills. You're tied for the first place. Blah, 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 blah.
Shut up!
Let's wrap it up here. Biggest key to the second half of the Bucs to win this game and go to 7-3.
Just keep running the football, and I approve this message. Brian, stay away from your sister.
Absolutely. Stop sniffing paint chips. That's a PSA here live on NSPN. I love St. Pete. The key to the half is
go Bucs. That's what the key to the half is. Just go.
Keep on doing what you're
keep
doing
running
right now. Don't turn over the ball. Clean it up and get after Danny Dimes. He will give you a pick 6. For the great Harry the Greek, professional handicapper, 1252 Sports, I'm your host, Peter Blake.
Giving you something to talk about.
Very good. Enjoy the second half of your game.
There it goes. Winston